12 minutes past 8.
The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
The Academy Cinema's Pick of the Week with John Henderson.
In 2006, filmmaker Josh Fox received a letter in the mail offering him $100,000 for permission to drill for natural gas on his land. He knew that in 2005, Congress had passed a bill exempting gas companies from environmental regulations. He wanted to know what impact the drilling would have on his land, so he took his camera across the United States to discover the truth about hydraulic fracturing.
Hydraulic fracturing. The film we're looking at is called GASLAND. John Henderson has been seen it, screening at the New Zealand International Film Festival. John, good morning to you.
Good morning. What a great film this is. It does sound like easy money. Hey, here's $100K. We're just going to be doing a little bit of exploratory drilling on your land. You don't mind, do you? Well, Josh Fox does mind.
They contacted the wrong person.
They did. They really did. He's just your average kind of guy. I think he is. I think he's a theatre director in New York or something like that. He looks like he should be working in a library, or he's the guy that is always sitting in the internet cafe with a really cold cup of coffee, doing illegal downloads or something. Maybe you're not really sure. He's just your average guy. He's just wearing his baseball cap and he's got these thick sort of water-rim glasses. But he has put together an absolutely brilliant first-hand account documentary of what goes on in the world of natural gas in the States. And it was a real eye-opener. So he's been offered $100K for just for the guys to come in and do a bit of exploratory drilling. He thinks, well, what would that do to my land? Why don't I go on a bit of a road trip and see what other people's experiences have been? And their experiences have, in fact, been absolutely alarming.
So this hydraulic fracturing, is this a new process or a more recent process?
Yeah, it is. And it sounds like quite a simple process until you actually start doing the maths and realise that it's actually bloody dangerous. What they'll do is they being the gas and oil companies, have realised there are huge deposits of natural gas under the ground that we can tap into, that can be used. But in order to do that, you drill a well, and then you pump millions of litres of treated water into the well. That puts stress on the walls of the well, which then causes this fracturing, which then allows them to tap into the natural gas. Unfortunately, it's not well-specific, so the fracturing can occur over large areas, which then become contaminated with the gases that's seeping out. And not only that, but the treated water you were pumping into the well in the first place is actually a cocktail of all sorts of chemical nasties.
So before you know it,
stay under the ground.
You've got your own Gulf of Mexico in your backyard.
Absolutely. Not only that, but you can probably turn all the lights off in the house at night and just enjoy the irradiated glow of the countryside.
Goodness. Irradiated?
A lot of the chemicals they're pumping into the ground contain heavy metals, all sorts of things.
Wow.
So I'm not talking heavy metals as in Metallica or Anthrax.
Like playing in your backyard? No, nothing like that.
No, unfortunately not. People have come around to hear that.
Yeah.
No, this is really scary stuff. I was just sitting there going, good grief, how can this be? And yet, once again, it is a dark side of the Bush-Cheney era, where they were after finding ways to come up with new oil reserves, natural gas at any cost, even if it meant a little bit of harm to the countryside. They don't seem to have cared about it at all. In fact, all of the natural gas laws in America bypass everything. So the Clean Air Bill, well, it's actually not going to be effective for hunting for natural gas, but it will be for everyone else.
Were there any particular scenes that really stood out for you and really brought it home?
Oh, look, he goes on this road trip and he is visiting literally dozens of farms around America where they've been doing this hydraulic fracturing. It's called fracking. They've been doing this fracking. And these farmers, they're just your everyday guys. They're saying, yeah, come on in, and all right, check this out. So we can't drink our water anymore. We used to get it out of a bore out the back of the house, but we can't do that now. We have to get it trucked in every week at our own cost. And, yeah, check this out. And the guy turns the tap on in the kitchen, and he's going, yeah, that should be enough. And he puts his lighter to it, and the whole kitchen sink goes up in flames.
Oh, man.
Because the water has been contaminated with all these impurities. It was incredible. I just about fell out of my seat. And as the poor old Josh Fox, he just about drops his camera. It's about the last thing he was expecting.
So,
he's going, oh, it's probably, try it again. And he's going, oh, yeah, this will happen every time. It's not a build-up.
Yeah.
It's just what it is now.
That's incredible. So a lot of these people have been paid off by the oil companies, of course, not to take them to court or anything like that.
Well, it doesn't even sound like that's really happening. It's a classic case of, well, you guys signed away your rights.
Mm. Yeah, well, exactly.
You took your 6K per acre or whatever it is. So you knew what you were in for. It's like, well, no, we didn't know what we were in for. We didn't know we'd need to be able to drink our water again, and we didn't know that the horses' hair, the fur would start falling out and the cats would die. Yeah. We didn't know birds would be falling out of the sky. I mean, all this is happening. So I think this is such a great movie because it's all about empowerment through knowledge. Well, it's not a classic case of call to arms, these guys are really bad. It's just like, well, this is what could happen.
Exactly. Well, it is screening at the New Zealand International Film Festival. It's going to be screening tomorrow at
Friday 23rd, 3:45, is it?
That's right. And then on Saturday the 24th at 8:15 at the Academy, and then on Sunday the 25th at 11:15am at the Academy. nzff.co.nz for all the deets as well.
GASLAND is the film.
Man, go see that. Wow. Cool. All right, thanks very much, John.
Thank you, Wammo.
Enjoy the rest of the festival.
It's drawing to a close, but there's still a few out there.
Cool. See you, mate.
Cheers.
Can be destroyed in a few hours with a piece of heavy machinery.
What it's doing is searching for a problem that does not exist.
Whoa, Jesus Christ. It's not supposed to do that.